This is your boy Supa Mario, and you're tuned in to the On The Beat podcast. Let's go. Yeah, you on the beat, talking on the beat, learning on the beat, watching on the beat. Get your skills up, won't you listen up? Yeah, you tuned in live, yeah, you on the beat. The beat podcast. On the beat podcast. On the beat podcast. On the beat podcast.
Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy Supa Mario, man. I have a very special guest with me tonight. I have DJ Redstylez. What's going on with you?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, for sure, man. DJ Redstylez, I appreciate you coming on to the On The Beat podcast, chopping up with your boy Supa Mario. Hey, I have to say, man, you are the first full-blown DJ to come on to the podcast or whatnot, man. So, you know what I'm saying, round of applause to you or whatnot. And, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely grateful that you came on to chop it up with me, man. And I know when I started following you on Instagram, you know, you went by West Bank Red, if I'm
right. It's still the same thing. I mean, even when I try to change my name by me being in New Orleans, they still gonna call me West Bank Red. So it's like,
oh, okay.
Oh.
yeah, for sure, man. Now, for all the people that don't know who you are, for all the club owners, podcast hosts, radio stations, venue owners that's looking for a DJ, let the people know who you are.
So I'm West Bank Red. I started off at West Bank Red. DJ Redstylez was something that I attached to myself maybe about, I want to say 6-7 years ago, around 2014, when I started branching off and DJing mostly like the top 40 type crowd. So, which was a mix between, you know, not just the elements of just bounce and hip hop, which I was already normally doing. It was like, you know, pop music and dance music, throwback, you know, a little bit of like what Skrillex and Diplo do. You know, it was a little bit of everything. So, which was a fun little run. You know what I'm saying? It was challenging, but it was a fun run when I was, you know, DJing at other venues like Masquerade and stuff like that. Yep. Okay,
cool. And folks, in the terms that you was throwing out, you know, I'm from Louisiana and you're from Louisiana as well and stuff like that. So let the people know also where you reside at in the state of Louisiana.
Well, my name is West Bank Red too. So I'm from the West Bank of New Orleans, which is in a small city called Marrero, from Marrero. So
okay, Marrero. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. All right, bet, man. So, you know what I'm saying, like, let's get up in here and talk, you know what I'm saying, DJ and everything like that, or whatnot. And like I said, I'm a producer, but DJing is a whole different art form. And let me tell you, I tried to get into DJing quite a few times, and it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. And I tried to get into DJing before what it was now. You know, now a lot of people now, they just pick up DJing and they figure, hey, I'm going to download, you know what I'm saying, X amount of number of MP3s and I just click this button, click that button. But when I tried to get into it, that was when, you know, the CD DJ turntables was, you know what I'm saying, popping up and stuff like that. So, you know, definitely DJing is a true art form or whatnot. So, you know, kind of like, you know, let us know how long you been in the DJ business and what made you get into the DJ business.
I've been in the DJ business since 2006, which was right after Katrina. I always wanted to be a DJ since I was probably about 11 to 12 years old. And I always wanted to be a DJ since then. So, you know, Katrina came 2005. I just graduated in 2005. So by the time we came back home, I just started saving up my money because I was working at a little grocery store. Started saving up my money, buying one CDJ. Then I save up some more and I buy another one. Then I buy a mixer. Because at that time, you know, a lot of us was just still DJing on CDs. So, you know, we were either buying CDs or we would download music, making MP3 CDs. And I was just DJing since then. And then I kind of always been into the production side, which I kind of got into it. I want to say, I'm going to be telling my age, but probably around, I want to say maybe like 2000, 99, 2000. This one, like, FL Studio was Fruity Loops, and it was Fruity Loops. I think I want to say two or three, And this when I was like in middle school. So I just like started playing with it.
Okay.
And I was like, I like this, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of like left it alone. And then when I started DJing, I started getting back into it. So I started, doing remixes, doing the New Orleans bounce remixes and stuff like that. And from then, I mean, I'm still rocking parties, about 15, 16 years later almost. So I'm still doing my thing.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's a nice, interesting backstory to how you came up in doing it and what you're doing as well. And you being a female in a male-dominated career field of DJing and whatnot, how has that journey been? Especially you starting at a young age. Has it been any influences or a grit for you to continue going on and doing it? And how has that progression been from the earlier 2000s, as you explained, to where we at right now? How has that journey been as a female DJ?
I could kind of say I really didn't have I didn't really bump into too many male female type situations. Maybe probably once or twice, but I didn't let that stop me. You know what I'm saying? I just kept going because I know I know I'm not top tier, but I know I'm good at what I do. And I know as long as I continue to keep doing, I'm only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? So it never stopped me from doing nothing. It kind of blows people's mind that I could sit here and I could make these remixes and have everybody, going crazy and the crowd loving it. And then by social media being a bigger impact, what it is now is like people from all over, following me, hitting me up, stuff like that. So I don't let where I'm at stop me from progressing, to get to the next level.
Exactly, man. I like what you said. You don't let nothing stop you, and you continue doing it or whatnot. Now, you being a DJ in, New Orleans, Louisiana, and there's a lot of people that don't know the culture of music in let's say Louisiana, but specifically New Orleans or whatnot. And, you threw out a couple of different things for his music earlier when you was answering a question that I had asked. So kind of explain to the people, the style of, not the style, but the music culture of New Orleans, specifically bounce, and what is that? Because I think a lot of people outside of the state of Louisiana, they don't understand the culture. And so they'll look at stuff that's on TV or on social media, and they have their, I'm gonna say, a false sense of representation of what New Orleans music is and the culture of it. So can you kind of give us a little summary and a breakdown of what that is, and especially you being a curator of music there in New Orleans?
So bounce music, it's broken into like different little categories. I mean, especially over the last probably almost 30 years almost now. I mean, it started off with like a lot of the gangster rappers and stuff like that. They would, the DJ would put on like a brown beat, which was by Cameron Paul. They'll put on a brown beat, or they'll take the Show Boys and put on the Trigger Man beat, and the gangster rappers was actually rapping to that. You know what I'm saying? And then like late 90s, early 2000s, you had like some of the other rappers started getting into it, which was like Big Freedia and, Katie Ray, which was like some of the like block party type bounce music, which, they was just describing different parts of their body and they dancing or whatever like that. And then I want to say, then it was another turn where probably around the time I got started, which was, bounce actually got a little bit faster. So it came to like maybe like 105, 106. Like the song was becoming faster. So now it's like they made another turn to where it's like, yeah. So like now it's like kind of more lyrical now. But, it's like you had, it's like different genres of it. So you have like the dancing part of it. And then you got people like me who do like the remixes who, get the hottest R&B song or the hottest pop song. And, put our own little twist behind it, using those samples from Trigger Man or Cameron Paul Brown beat, or even, a roll call beat, which was a beat that was actually for a rapper named Vodka Redo. And the instrumental got out and everybody just, chop it, do what they, chop it how they want to chop it. And, that's how we make the remix part of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dance part of it, then it's the remix part of it.
Okay, cool. And you know, I know about bounce music, but it's the little intricate things that you said in there I never knew about. I never knew that bounce music had those different phases. One thing that jumped out of me is the tempo difference, or whatnot. And as you was talking about it, I was running that through my head. I'm like, you know what? That's goddamn right. Yeah, it kind of progressed faster and stuff like that, and it made a turn just recently, and stuff like that. So I'm glad you pointed that out, man. That's real good, and I'm glad the people was able to hear what you had to say on that. Now we're gonna switch over, and you know, you talked about bounce, and you know, what I'm saying, you also mentioned as you was going through your journey about you know the different you know equipment that you had to get or whatnot. So you know, and that kind of you have to make an adjustment with your skill set and how you have to apply, you know what I'm saying, your art to different equipment and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of twist it up a little bit and get into the business side of things. You know what I'm saying? What skills that you, a person that want to be a DJ will have to possess and have to understand to become a successful DJ and make some passive income or make it a income that you rely off of? You know, what are some of those key assets that you need to retain?
Practice. Like, that's the most important thing. Practice. And by technology being what it is now, before practicing, you really have to make sure you organize, because you never know who you might be playing in front of or who might be in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I might have a weekly spot where I'm at, you know, this bar, this club, but they might have some people from Chicago in here. So now you got to find, you know, you don't have to cater the whole night to them, but you can run maybe like 2 or 3 songs just to, you know what I'm saying, show that type of love. And a lot of DJs are not like that. Yeah. They're really not. So, I mean, it's been a couple that, you know, DJs that I'm actually cool with, and they'll say, you know, come run a set, you know, maybe a couple of times I might have to cover, you know, the first hour or two because they couldn't be there. And I probably still, you know, linger around and stuff like that. And they had some out of towners there, and I was like, let me get on, you know, I play a little something. It was like, and one of the guys was like, what is that? I never heard of that. I'm like, man, you got to do your homework. Like, you have to. Yeah. Like, so organization is the most important thing. Like, and always look forward to tap into different markets to see what other markets are actually playing. Or, you know, if you know you're going to have a crowd. I mean, New Orleans is a big city where people come visit every year. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on top of your game for that. Got to be on top of your game, because you might be used to playing, you know, the hip hop, R&B, bounce every week. But if it's Essence weekend or if it's a festival weekend, you know you have out of towners here. So you got to be open-minded to say, you know what, let me make sure my stuff organized in case this crowd come here. I know what's hot in DC, or I know what's hot in Atlanta, I know what's hot in LA. You know what I'm saying? A lot of DJs not like that. And I kind of tell them along the way, you know, not to, you know, try to play on them or not like that, but I just give them a few tips. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really important.
Right. That's very interesting. And I never looked at it from, I would have to say, if I was to pick a city in the United States, I have to say New Orleans would have to be probably up there in the top 2 as being the most difficult city to DJ in, because New Orleans hosts so many events that's open to the world. You know what I'm saying? You got Mardi Gras, you got Essence Festival, you got Bayou Classic, you have sporting events and stuff like that. So you have a flock of people that come to this one city. And so, you know, you, like you said, you have to cater to different genres of music and styles and everything like that. And that leads me to my question. You kind of answered it a little bit, but how the hell do you keep up with all of that music? You know what I'm saying? Is it something that you have to like listen to a lot of radio stations? You have to be on Spotify 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So how you keep up with the latest trends of music, of what's hot out there?
I'm gonna tell you this here, because it's
without giving out the answer, because I know DJs, y'all got y'all
right. But no, I'm gonna keep it real. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I listen to the radio stations. You know, the stuff you can't listen to on your radio. You know what I'm saying? You can download different apps and listen to different radio stations. Because another thing we don't have in this market is we don't have mix show DJs. So by us only really being narrowed down to one hip hop R&B station, we don't have that mix show DJ to actually break and play something different. So what I discovered years ago was like, you know, even if I went on SoundCloud and, you know, found a certain DJ that, you know, has some mixes up there, it'll make me say, okay, cool. I know I don't have this song. If this is a new mix they just put out, I know I don't have this song. Let me download this and test it out maybe. You know what I'm saying? So between different SoundClouds, you know, any of those online little websites where DJs could post mixes, I listen to those. Also XM Radio, that's another one. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they, you know, they might play certain new songs on that you never heard of. You know, and another one is I'm gonna say the biggest market that really opened up a lot, I would say New York and Atlanta. Like that's the top, those areas are the top areas. I honestly say that the DJs, you can learn so much more from, you know what I'm saying? Especially music wise, that we might not get when it comes out, but we might get it late. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do my homework.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's real informative. I'm enjoying this interview, man, because I'm learning a lot on the DJ side, whatnot. And you mentioned a couple of times about SoundCloud, and we all know what SoundCloud is. It was real big, you know what I'm saying, not too long ago or whatnot. And I'm quite sure you can find you on SoundCloud, correct?
Yeah, some of the stuff, whatever they don't take down. So you know how that is with copyright.
Cool. Now, speaking on that, see, we transgression into my next question or whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying, with all this stuff that's been happening in the last year or so, especially with COVID, you know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, everybody tripping over playing everybody music. And this is a universal art language or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You as a DJ, how have you been able to combat that situation? You know what I'm saying, when you want to go and do your DJ set online or, you know what I'm saying, social media live and stuff like that. What have you used or how have you been able to work around that?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I started like when COVID first hit, I was trying it and it was like you kept getting knocked off. Then at one time they had locked my live thing on Instagram for like 30 days. And I was like, what in the world?
Damn.
And then I just kind of like gave up on it, which I later got on Twitch. And Twitch kind of don't do you that unless you like leave like mixes up there. Like, you know, once you made your little videos or whatever, once you leave it up there, they'll
take it down a little bit.
Yeah, they'll actually just mute it, but they'll leave your video up.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of started doing it and I was like, this is just too many problems running into too much. So I kind of just like left it alone. And I mean, there's a lot of people that I know of that had major success off of that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like too many loopholes and I was like, Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, so I think it was a couple of days ago when I Googled your name, DJ Redstylez. People, by the way, you can Google her, DJ Redstylez. She'll pull up. The first link pulled up, Mixcloud. Mm-hmm. Tell me about what Mixcloud is. I know what it is, but my listeners probably don't know what that is.
It's actually the same thing as SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? You could upload your mixes, your DJ mixes, and put it on Mixcloud for, you know, your listeners to listen to, or just, you know, anybody that might just, you know, happen to just run across your page. But it's basically the same thing as SoundCloud. Now with Mixcloud, you kind of have a little bit more leeway. They don't really do the copyright thing. You know, like SoundCloud, you might put a 30-minute mix up and it might be a song that's 12 minutes in the mix and they'll take the whole link down. You know, like, I don't know what's actually with regulations they got different from SoundCloud. But I noticed a lot of DJs actually are on Mixcloud now. So that's another, you know, source.
Yeah. I'm sorry. There is a delay, and that's probably
I know you good
between the interview. Yeah, but I brought that up because I had a coworker of mine. I didn't even know the dude DJ'd until like two months before 2 months before actually COVID, you know what I'm saying, struck the United States or whatnot. And so, you know, we kind of kept in touch during the pandemic. And so, you know, we was hitting each other up, you know, make sure everybody's straight or whatever. And he mentioned Mixcloud. And so I had to ask him, like, what the hell Mixcloud is? And that's where he navigated to, just like you did. And, you know, there was a lot of leeway there. So that's why I brought it up or whatnot because Mixcloud, I think, is a real good platform and stuff like that, because it allows you to have that leeway without actually being taken down or have that long paragraph. I do not own the rights of this music section, this and that, U.S. copyrighted numbers or whatnot. And going into that and talking about the pandemic, how have you had to adjust as, you know, DJ Redstylez, and, you know, saying for as your DJ business, what adjustments you had to make and strategies you had to come up with that you couldn't do live sets in person and stuff like that? Have you had to, you know, bear witness to that, or, you know, had to go through that a little bit?
I really didn't. I mean, to be honest with you, when COVID hit, I want to say maybe like probably sometime late March, early April, people were still calling for parties because they were throwing parties at Airbnbs. But I was like, I ain't taking none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even about to engage in none of that because that's just too much. And I mean, you know, that was like what, the second week in March. You know, the lockdown officially came.
Yeah.
And they locked down everything because I had a bunch of stuff lined up that weekend that the lockdown happened. But I mean, they was calling like end of March, early April, like, I got an Airbnb party. You know how much you gonna charge me? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, nah, I ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much. But people was like, you know, they was steady calling. I mean, I didn't really start taking gigs to probably July, August. You know what I'm saying? Which was we still was deep in it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, it was just too early on.
Yeah.
But, you know,
it's safe. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I just kind of like just sat and just was working on, you know, a few production things and stuff like that. But I wasn't like eager to go out there to go DJ. You know what I'm saying? Because too many people was like, it was just, it was crazy. You know, so I just kind of like just played, just stayed at my house and just, you know, worked on my music thing, and that was it.
That's what's up, man. And that's good that, you know, if you wanted to during the pandemic, shit, you could have made you know what I'm saying, X amount of dollars,
right,
and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying, because my people, he was hitting me up, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, I got this going on, you know, I need help trying to do the live stream. So, you know, I serve as an AV technician on, you know what I'm saying, on the as my 9 to 5 or whatnot, and I also do production or whatever. So, you know, he was asking for different ways to, you know what I'm saying, keep the party going. And so he was doing like virtual parties, and also he was doing, you know what I'm saying, parties, like you said, you know, the calls kept coming in. So that's very interesting for, you know, you DJs still having a stream of revenue coming in or whatnot. Now, I know you mentioned something about DJ sets and whatnot, and when I discovered you on Instagram, I think it was a connection between Ableton Live and the Push 2. If I stand corrected, I think that's how I discover you or whatnot. So, and I don't want you to spill the beans, but I really think it's awesome that you incorporate DJing with Ableton Live, because when you tell someone that knows something about music and you say Ableton Live, oh yeah, you make music compositions on there, or you make beats or whatever it is that you do, producing music on Ableton Live. And I have always seen no, I'm not to sound racially biased, but I always seen the white folks or the EDM guys or the electronic music guys using Ableton Live as a DJ tool. And I always wonder, like, how the fuck they do that? Because I can make a beat off my ass in Ableton Live.
To be honest with you, I never really got deep into it, but I said I'm going to take some time and learn and know and try to figure out what are they doing, because all I hear is they using like one track to the second track and they crossing over or something. I don't know. I never really got too deep into the DJing part on the Ableton. But Ableton itself is like something I've been using for years. You know what I'm saying? Like way before they even put out the Push 1. I was like, you know, doing remixes and stuff and, you know, on Ableton. But as far as that DJing side, I didn't really get too much into it yet.
Oh, okay. But and the reason why I brought that up, because I saw you, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you were on your Instagram and you was doing something with some bounce music, and I saw the Push in the background, and I was like, ooh, I hope she's doing something nice over there or whatnot. So when you're doing the remix inside of DJing, kind of walk us through like how that works. Cause a lot of people, when they hear that bounce beat, no matter where you at in the world or where you from or what color you is or whatever, it's something about that bounce beat that just, it enlightens and delight a person or whatnot. And so with the remixes, you know, we all heard, you know what I'm saying? I think Adele really kind of like, whoever did that Adele bounce mix, that kind of set that off and kind of made it introduce to the outside world of what you can do with that. So what's the unique process with that if someone don't know how to do it or what it is or whatever the case may be? Because it seems to me as a person on the outside of DJing is you take an acapella and you mix it with the bounce beat or something like that, and then you can kind of like sink it in or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How all that goes? Is it something hard? Can you do it? Do you have to have a certain tool to do or whatnot? Kind of talk us through that.
No, it's like basically I just take a song. I mean, for the most part of it, a lot of you could take a lot of R&B songs and mix, but some of them, like for instance, somebody asked me to do something off of Jasmine Sullivan CD, but she had so many songs that was on a 3-4 time signature. I was like, I can't mix this. You know what I'm saying? And like when you try to tell people that, like, what you talking about? Like, you know what? It's just science. I can't explain it to you. I could just tell you, like, I just can't put it on the beat. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part of it, as far as remixes, we kind of like, if a song is like 140, sometimes we'll slow it down to like 114, just so it can match the BPM between, I want to say like 95 and like 114 or whatever like that. So it really depends on the BPM of the song. Some songs might be, you know, like some of it is double time, some of it, 140 and 70 is the same thing, so it really depends on the tempo of the song and the way the person's singing it or whatever. Cause like, even though it might be 70, even though it might be 70 BPMs, I might could speed it to like 93, 94. And it might sound good, but then it depending on how they singing it, they might sing it in a fast tempo, even though it's at 70, and I speed it up to like 90, it's gonna sound crazy. So that's kind of like a song that I stay away from. You know what I'm saying? But so normally what we do is we just take a song, we beat map it, which is the same thing as Ableton call it. What it is, warp it. So we'll take it, drag it across, and we kind of like use like maybe like 3 or 4 different bounce beats, and we might add our own elements to it. Like I might use a brown beat, but I might add some perks behind it to make it sound different. You know what I'm saying? So once you do that and you put like, the song up, and then you find like the main beat you really want to use before you put your breakdowns in, that's kind of like how we just do it. Like it's really not complicated. You know what I'm saying? And then on certain breakdowns, we might chop up the Trigger Man and the Cheeky Black beat. We might, take it and do it like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's really not nothing complicated.
Man, I'll be listening to it and that should be fire as hell. And I understand that all the language you talking about, but I can't look, bro. Like I said, I tried to get into it and it was like, nah, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all, I salute y'all for doing that, man, because it sounds it doesn't sound complicated, but you know what I'm saying, looking at it and how you was talking about how you match up the BPMs and shit like that, shit, it's a different art. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you can't be a football player and get on the court with LeBron James and you think you're gonna play basketball. Just like DK Metcalf, he thought he was gonna go on that track field and keep up. He admitted, hey, world class art form, and that is DJing. That is a world class art form or whatnot, man. So I salute y'all for doing that. And like I said, man, shit, fuck that. Because I'm gonna tell you a funny story. My partner, when I found out he was doing DJing, he had Serato, and so I was like, man, I always, see the DJ and stuff like that, and I was trying to figure out I understand the logic, but I can't. For me, I never can match up the goddamn downbeat or a clap or, something to kick. Now, the way he does it, he said he lines up with the kick when he's doing his mixes. And I'm sitting up there playing on this controller. I can't line up the motherfucking kick for nothing, or whatnot. And so, you know what I'm saying? You can see it. And so what he was doing, he'll just hit it. But then it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like how your brain can know, okay, when I do that and switch it over, whatnot. I was like, man, I'll just stick to producing, man. So salute y'all to that.
Let me tell you something. It's really not complicated. It's really not, and a lot of people are like that. Even like some of the veteran DJs that I know that been around in New Orleans a long time. Like when they had to switch over from like CDs, because you know I came up when the CDs was popular. When they switched over from CDs to the computer, it was like, I don't understand. I'm like, dude, like it's on the computer. You visualize, you actually seeing what's going on. It's not complicated. So I'm like, it's just like a beat count. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna know when you're gonna mix in the next song. Cause you know you're gonna mix that in on the one. You know what I'm saying? But it's really not complicated. Yeah. People really be thinking of that, and I'm like, nah, it's really
not. Do you find yourself probably, you know what I'm saying, once everything opened up, you know what I'm saying, teaching class on DJ and stuff like that? I think
ain't
you got
gonna lie to you.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people been hitting me up for it. And I just be like, okay, I'm gonna let you do it.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? But me trying to work out this schedule is becoming complicated. I'm not even lying to you. Like this, like I told you, I work at a school. So this school year, I took on like a permanent position to where I'm at, a school every day. Like, it's like no days off unless I need it off. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I waited this late to like take a permanent job because I never had a permanent job, ever. I was like working, around my schedule. Like I'll go to work when I didn't have nothing else going on. But like, it's like, nah, did I really wait this late to get a real job? Like, this is crazy. So I'm just trying to balance my life. Like once I finish balancing, then I'll, get into that, teaching other people how to DJ or stuff like that.
Just know you got a nice, you know what I'm saying, just by, this interview and everything like that, you really know your stuff, man. So, you ain't take that permanent job just to take it, you know what I'm saying? It's there for a reason, and I think it's going to lead up to you understanding what you need to do to teach people. That's from me to you right here, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to line up the way you don't think it's going to line up. Mm-hmm. You're going to be teaching a whole bunch of people, man. So I pray for that for you and whatnot, man. So good salutes on that or whatnot. So we kind of going to wrap the interview up, and I appreciate you coming on. This was a really good conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just chopping it up with me or whatnot. I got a couple of more questions for you. You DJing, and I already know in your spirit you love DJing. What's that most rewarding thing you love about DJing, and it just make it what's that thing that puts a smile on your face and you're like, you know what, I fucks with this and stuff like that? What's that thing that keeps you going?
I will say this. I will say probably me playing a song that they probably forgot at an unexpected time. Like it's gonna be a song that you knew that was hot, but you would never know I'm about to bring the song in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really the party. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of things that a lot of DJs forget. Like you can always go to your recurrent folders and find that song that these people haven't heard in a long time to play it. You just gotta know when to play it. And that goes back to what I was saying about being organized. You gotta stay organized.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, and I'm glad, man. That's crazy that you mentioned it, because I watched an interview with Mystical and Vlad on yesterday, and the question I asked you, I kind of stole Vlad's question or whatnot, but he asked Mystical the same question. He was like, you being an older vet in the music industry as an artist, what you do to keep it spiced up? So Mystical answer in response to that was like, when you see the crowd kind of like just bobbing their head or whatnot, he always got something in his back pocket. And he said the one that always get him is that move, bitch, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he said he don't even have to rap the whole song. There's certain parts in there, all he have to do is say that one lead line in, just hold up the mic and that's it or whatnot. So I'm kind of glad Yeah. So I'm kind of glad, man, you said that. And that's a good thing, man. You gotta, like you said, you have to be organized. You have to be ready as a DJ or whatnot. And one more thing, man. If you was to give any advice to someone out here that figured, hey, I'm gonna pick up DJing just to kind of play around with it, or I'm gonna take it as a part-time gig, or I'm gonna take it as a full-time gig. Share that one little small nugget that you think that'll help someone out there.
Be patient. I mean, if you be patient and you practice, I mean, even if somebody can't take you by your hand or just show you hands-on, just look at YouTube videos. That's how I learned a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Look at those YouTube videos. There are people on there that are really like show you what you're really supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And it'll keep it interesting instead of you just trying to just do everything on your own. Because I learned a lot of stuff off YouTube from production to DJing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most important thing. Practice, and with what you don't know, just go on YouTube. YouTube is a top university. You know what I'm saying?
University. yeah. That part right there. Yeah, man. For sure, man. So you got anything new coming up in the future? People need to be, staying in tune about, any DJ sets, places that you'll be performing at in New Orleans. Let us know how the people can catch up with you in the future.
On a DJ side, I'm kind of like sticking to like the private events, and maybe somebody might call me for like a concert or something later on down the line. But I'm kind of like sticking to like my private events because it's less hassle. As far as the DJ side, as far as the production side, I'm gonna get into making more content, video content. Because I mean a lot of people that actually came up of besides the Instagram and Facebook. TikTok is big, you know what I'm saying? Bigger than what we think it is, you know what I'm saying? So my main focus right now is to have more video content so they can actually see rather than just hearing everything, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And, hey, anytime you need help on that part, getting that video content, always feel free. Reach out to me and stuff like that because I want to help. And stuff like that, man, because I have to, you mentioned TikTok. I got to get on my TikTok-ish and whatnot, man, because that's where it's at. Look, let me tell you something. I got a fiance downstairs and her ass will be on that goddamn TikTok for about 2 hours. Don't let it be a weekend. She ain't got shit to do. Right. She going to be on that motherfucker like so much where TikTok can have a little video come up and be like, hey, you know what? You need to go take a break or whatnot, man. So, definitely video content has really blown up, especially in 2020. And it definitely has shifted social media as a whole. It just did something dramatic, man. So, hey, man, anytime you need help on trying to get something set up, live streaming or whatnot, feel free to call your boy, man. Because I do that from the 9 to 5 till what we're doing right now. So I do it a lot, so I'm always willing to help folks out, man. How can people find DJ Redstylez with a Z on social media, man? Go ahead and put your information out there.
Follow me on Twitter. Actually, most of my handles are West Bang Red, either at West Bang Red or at West Bang Red _. So on Instagram it's at West Bang Red _ I just got on a TikTok, so it's actually at West Bang Red on TikTok. That's why I'm posting, some of the content videos that I actually gonna be. I actually started posting on Instagram, so that's what I'm using for right now. I'm gonna try to do my homework like you and try to figure out what's all this social media, what they're using to try to, knock it all out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And we got a little bit more time to talk about. We got a little bit more time to talk about that live streaming because I think this will be a good informational nugget for my listeners out there. Live streaming now is where it's at. People don't want to look at the pre-recorded. They want to look at the rawness. They want to look at you mess up. They want to look at you get frustrated trying to get that downbeat on that, that thing I was talking about with DJing, because it's the closest thing you can get to that person, you as an influencer, you as a person of, of an art form or whatnot. So, there's a lot of different things you can live stream. I mean, different services like, people, Streamlabs OBS. Check that out. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit better than OBS because it gives you a little bit more flexibility to stream to more than one platform. Of course, everything now is a subscription-based type of situation, but check out Streamlabs OBS. Restream, I think it's restream.io. But Restream is another situation where you can live stream to, that's my timer right there, and we still got time. But Restream allows you to stream to more than one platform. So let's say you want to do Facebook Live, YouTube, a custom RTMP server. And so when you start talking about that, that's Instagram Live and TikTok. You can kind of hack into those, whatever the case may be, if you get, two forms of information. I ain't gonna put everything out there, but you can get those streaming servers. And once you link up to those streaming servers, you can stream everything out all at one time or whatnot. And I think who opened that up the best, shout out to Timbaland and Swiss Beats Versus. They changed the game on, and they really solidified how you supposed to do it, and stuff like that. So, folks, live stream is where it's at. Right. I'm gonna call you West Bank Red because I met you on social media as West Bank. West Bank, I got you, man. Anytime you need some help, man, definitely hit me up, man. And I appreciate you coming on to the On The Beat podcast, folks. You can follow her on her Instagram pages on Instagram at West Bank Red _ right? Right, correct. Okay, cool. And also the one I got right now is also at DJ Redstylez with the Z, if you can't find her on the at West Bank Red _ as well. And you don't mind if I put your booking email out there, because I feel like you need some more work, man. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Man, look, if y'all want to book this lady, look here, man. She fire at what she do. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the New Orleans area, or if you want to pay her to come to anywhere you at in the United States, man, go ahead and email her at booking DJ Redstylez with a Z. That's all one word, all lowercase at gmail.com. I said that right, correct? Correct. Okay, all right, cool, man. Y'all make sure y'all go book this girl, because she fire behind them digital ones and twos now. Whatnot, man. She definitely do her thing, and y'all heard the interview, man. She know her stuff or whatnot, man. So y'all make sure you go support the female DJ, because female DJs, they are on the rise. They handling their business, and y'all ladies y'all doing y'all thing, man. So keep doing your thing. And like I said, man, if you need any help, man, always feel free to reach out. And this has been the On The Beat podcast. You've been rocking with your boy Supa Mario and DJ Redstylez, aka West Bank Red, man. We are out of here, man. Check out the deuces. We out. All right.